Okay, I just ran across this. This is in 2011. He's obviously was working on this before 2012 when the military decided to ask him to come in because they were getting ready to take out Obama. And then they changed their mind, and this was going to work better to be able to take all the evil out. Okay, and you can take that mentally or spiritually in a way you want, but anyway, that's what's happening here. This video is only 3 minutes and 54 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and play it and let you hear what President Trump says himself in 2011. And check this out.
There are all these rumors. Are you or are you not going to run for the presidency? You're a straight talker. You don't take any crap. You tell it like it is. You've always been totally honest with me. What's the answer?
I was honest. I certainly was. I chose you as my celebrity apprentice. The country is doing very poorly. It just can't do much worse. We're not respected anywhere in the world. I am seriously thinking about it. I won't make a decision till June, but I will make a decision. And it may surprise people, frankly, but I will make a decision sometime prior to June. I love this country. I hate what's happened to this country. We're a laughingstock throughout the world. We're not respected. When you look at what's happening in various places that we've always supported and frankly that we got along with, they're the places that are collapsing. You don't see the other places collapsing. A lot of that is a lack of respect for our country, Piers. And you know how I feel. You know very much how I feel. We just don't have it anymore as a country. You look at what China's doing to us, how they're just ripping us left and right. They're taking our jobs. We're rebuilding China. Worse than China is OPEC. They wouldn't be there except for us. 12 men sit around the table. They set the price of fuel. They set the price of $3.50 for your car right now, a gallon. Guess what? That's going to be $5, $6, and $7 very soon because there's nobody here that calls them and says, fellas, you better not do it.
So let me assume that you're president for a moment. And I've got a funny feeling you are going to run because I think you think your time may have come and that there's an opportunity for you, particularly with the Republicans in certain disarray. You know, you have Sarah Palin and you have the moderates, and there may well be a middle ground for you to storm through if you wanted to do that. Assuming you're president, what are the top priorities for President Trump?
Well, I think the first thing I do is announce very strongly that we're going to tax Chinese products, 25% tax on all Chinese products. They will come to the table immediately. They will stop manipulating their currency, which they're doing. It's very hard for our companies to compete with China because of the manipulation of their currency. I buy a lot of products. I'm building buildings all over the place. I buy glass and steel and lots of other things. It's very hard for our countries to compete with China. We make better products than them. By the way, that's the most important thing. We make better products. You look at their sheetrock, making people sick and killing people all over the country. Jobs closed up. The sheetrock was...
You see them as the enemy, don't you, China?
I see them as the enemy.
See,
and by the way, they know they're the enemy. They are the enemy. They say they're the enemy.
Yeah, but they're not an enemy in the sense that they don't want to kill you, right? They want to kill you in business.
They want to take over this country economically.
But that's different to wanting to kill you, like an Al-Qaeda or something.
Well,
see, when I hear you say enemy,
it's very bad.
No, but when I hear you say enemy, I think it's too strong a word. They're a business competitor who, at the moment, is outcompeting America, aren't they?
They are not really outcompeting. They're cheating. When you cheat, and we have people that don't know what to do because we have the wrong people in office, that's not outcompeting.
Do you think we have smart enough people to deal with the Chinese and the Indians and these new competitors out there in business?
I think they're smart, but I don't think they have any savvy. They don't have the savvy. They don't have what it takes. We should put our best business leaders. You know who we have negotiating with the Chinese? Diplomats. You know what a diplomat is? A person that from a young age is trained how to be nice. In other words, you could never be a diplomat. Okay? But everybody said he should be fired. Every week they wanted me to fire this guy. I couldn't fire him because he was so smart. I didn't want to fire him.
Without you.
That's right. Thank you.
Well, that's another video. There's a lot of what they call red
does
pills,
not include
which
Taiwan. There is growing
bits and pieces of
speculation that she will
information,
visit
of course.
Taipei
So
as
if
soon
you
as
don't know
tomorrow.
that, then that's what that
Of course,
is,
that's
red
not
pill.
sitting well with Beijing because it views the independent nation as its territory. And China's foreign ministry spokesman is now making it abundantly clear there will be serious consequences if that visit goes ahead, saying this: "We would like to once again warn the United States that we are fully prepared and solemnly waiting. The People's Liberation Army will never sit by idly, and if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi insists on visiting Taiwan, China will take resolute and strong measures to defend its sovereignty and its territorial integrity. As for what measures exactly we will take, let's wait and see if she dares making the visit." You know, David, I think about this. This visit has to happen, in my view. This would be the first time in 25 years you've had a House Speaker visit, the biggest visit of a United States official going back to 1997. It's important it happens, specifically because the verbal commitment was made, and we must show strength as the United States of America.
Well, and you think of all the foreign policy debacles that we've had, starting with the Afghanistan withdrawal, which was horrible, led to the death of U.S. servicemen and women. The Russia-Ukraine, we were talking before the show. I asked if you thought if Trump had had a second term, if Russia would have invaded Ukraine. A lot of people think he wouldn't. I think you would agree with that,
Yep.
that he wouldn't have, that Putin wouldn't have invaded because he was afraid. Weakness and mismanagement. I would also include the border crisis in those foreign policy because we're talking about foreigners coming in illegally to the country. All of those problems have to do with weakness and mismanagement. And if we give in to the demands and the threats, quite frankly, the CCP right now, the Communist Party of China, I mean, it's going to show them, going to give them a clue, another clue about our weakness, and kind of give them a little push into Taiwan. I mean, it would be disastrous if we did it, not only for Taiwan, which of course would be defenseless unless they had the help from the United States as an ally, but for all of our problems around the world. It would just once again send a signal of weakness of this administration and of the United States in general.
To that point, Cheryl, you and I were speaking before we went to air about economic strength against China, which is something that my former boss did. What do you assess the strength of the United States and the Biden administration economically?
Well, I find it ironic that, first off, President Biden and the administration, they obviously don't want Pelosi to go, but it is not on the official itinerary, to be clear, so we don't know that she will. But if she does go, but he won't come out and tell her, frankly, don't do it. It's bad optics from China's side, and that, to me, is a weakness
I'm going to
of
stop
this
the
president.
recording.
The other issue here, though, is that the economic punch, that is much more of a threat to China.